Doug Johnson, Sports Tonight. Hey, Doug.
Hey, Dennis, we told you guys about at the top of the newscast that it seems the Kings have a new head coach, Luke Walton. Well, ESPN and The Athletic are both reporting that the Kings and Walton have agreed to terms for him to be the team's next head coach through the 2022-23 season. There's been no formal announcement, but general manager Vlade Divac is meeting with Walton this weekend, according to league sources. Walton has a lot of experience. He played in the NBA for a decade with both the Lakers and then for a few seasons with the Cavaliers. Later, he was assistant coach to the Warriors, taking over as interim head coach while Steve Kerr took a medical leave of absence in 2015. Then in 2016, the Lakers hired him as head coach. Walton did have 2 years remaining on his 5-year deal in LA, but this past season, well, it was certainly disappointing for the Lakers. They finished with 37 wins and 45 losses with LeBron James. Meanwhile, the NBA playoffs got started today over in the Bay Area. The Warriors are taking on the other team from Los Angeles, the Clippers. Now check out this pass from Durant to former Kings player DeMarcus Cousins. Hits the three, and he's not the only one on the Warriors making these shots. Curry, under pressure with the block from Lou Williams, still sinks it in. And later, Curry passes to Draymond Green, who also takes a shot and hits a three himself. Warriors really ran away with this one, 121-104. Interesting side note, both Cousins and Durant were kicked out of this game. Cousins fouled out, and Durant got into an altercation with Patrick Beverley. So emotions are running hot in this game. Take a listen to what Durant had to say about it after the game.
Well, I've been playing against Pat Bev since he was at Arkansas, so I kind of know what he brings. He's a Chicago kid. Grew up and raised in the Chicago area, so those dudes play with a different type of grit, so I can appreciate that about Pat. And you know what he's going to bring to the table, just the physicality, the, mucking up the game a little bit with his physicality, his talking, his everything. That's what he brings to each team he plays on. So that's his identity, and they support him with the Clippers. So for me, I know that coming into the series, so I thought it was fun tonight.
All right, he's having fun. Meanwhile, elsewhere in the NBA, some controversy in the Brooklyn-Philly game. The Nets beat the 76ers in an upset win, 111-102, but take a look at Sixers Amir Johnson and Joel Embiid using a cell phone on the bench. This was midway through the fourth quarter when the Sixers trailed 14 points. Using a cell phone while on the bench is a violation of the NBA's operational manual, so fines are likely to come. But Embiid later told reporters Johnson was checking in on his sick daughter. Maybe a good reason. Meanwhile, Orlando beat Toronto and the Spurs beat the Nuggets. Coming up after the break, though, we're going to tell you about another playoffs, the hockey ones, plus Giants and the Masters. Sports will continue after the break. Stick around.
If that doesn't fire you up, I don't know what will.
I think she should be playing hockey, right? I mean, she's pretty tough. Speaking of which, the Sharks, they faced off against the Las Vegas Golden Knights on Friday at the SAP Center for Game 2 of the Western Conference first round. 49ers GM John Lynch supporting the Sharks, holding open the doors at the beginning of the game, but the Knights, well, they took an early lead in the first period. Colin Miller comes out of the penalty box, intercepts the pass, then fires a short pass past Martin Jones for a shorthanded goal. Golden Knights lead 2-0. Later in the first, Sharks down 3-0. But the Sharks fought back into it. They scored 3 goals in 2 minutes and 9 seconds to tie the game at 3. But it wasn't enough. Third period, same score. Knights shorthanded. William Karlsson gets out of the break and scores the shorthanded goal. Golden Knights win 5-3 and tie the series at 1. Well, the A's are in Arlington, Texas tonight, but they're not playing. A massive rainstorm has delayed that game. The Rangers and A's will now play a doubleheader on June 8th. And after a late night beating the Rockies yesterday in 18 innings, the Giants needed Madison Bumgarner to pitch deep into this game as their bullpen was exhausted. In fact, the game yesterday didn't end until 1 a.m. today. There were 24 strikeouts from the team pitchers, but the team actually ran out of K strikeout signs in right field, so fans had to fill in. Meanwhile, today, Kevin Pillar hit his 4th home run of the week. Madison Bumgarner pitched 7 innings. The Rockies tried to rally in the top of the 6th, scoring a run and hitting another one in the 7th, but the Giants scored twice in the bottom of the 8th. They take this game 5-2. Bumgarner for his first win this season, and the Giants win 3 in a row for the first time this year. Meanwhile, I mentioned the Giants game went late last night. Well, the Giants are now apologizing to their neighbors after waking up people who live near Oracle Park. You see, it was also a fireworks promotional night at Oracle, and after the Giants won in the bottom of the 18th, a game which tied the longest game ever at Oracle Park, the team let the fireworks fly at 1 a.m. Well, people who were sleeping nearby in those million-dollar condos, not too happy about that. And the Giants apologized on Twitter today and said there will likely be a new policy in place before the next fireworks display. Well, the Masters continued in Augusta, and things are looking good for Tiger Woods. Par 4, 7th, Tiger Woods, second shot from the fairway and sits it within 2 feet of the hole. Look at that beauty. Woods would birdie the hole and move to 7 under par. Par 5, 8th, Woods approach onto the green, gets it within 10 feet of the hole. Woods would go on to birdie the hole and move to 8 under par. In the end, he surged to within 2 shots of the lead after firing a 67 on Saturday to get 11 under par. Well, you just saw the NASCAR Xfinity Richmond race on Fox 40, but there was a near wreck. Let's get you out to the track. 9 laps to go in stage 2. John Nemechek makes contact with Christopher Bell. Bell starts to spin out, but Noah Gragson straightens him out. Nemechek clips the front of Bell and nearly spinning out himself, but Gragson saves him. That could have been really bad for Bell. Both Kyle Busch and Joey Logano end up each winning stages at the Richmond race. Yeah, so Joe, looking pretty good for Tiger Woods, huh?
Yeah, so I want to go back to the Kings right now because it seems like basically everybody except the Kings has already said that we got Luke Walton as our coach. Heard Bridget, fans kind of going back and forth, but maybe we get that announcement tomorrow.
Yeah, let's hope. I mean, we're all waiting. But who knows? This could still fall apart. You know how these things work out.
Yeah, that's true. It's never official till it's official.
That's right.
So, all right, that's going to do it for us tonight. We'll see you back here. Have a good night.